Hello everybody, welcome to, it's not Stratomatic, it's not the 75 World Series, it's not the 77 White Sox, but it is the bird who is the word. So Mark Fydrich replay, we're going back to the Mark Fydrich replay. Played the first 16 games, he had 29 starts, so we've got 13 more to go. So we'll catch everybody up on where the replay stands at the moment. I just updated the spreadsheet and numbers are pretty decent. In real life at this point, he was 140 and 2/3 innings and I'm at 138. Hits allowed exactly 119. Runs allowed exactly 31. Home runs are fairly close. A little bit more walks in real life than I've got in the replay and a lot more strikeouts than I have in the replay. Replay record replay record 10-5, 2.02, and in real life at this point he was 11-4, the 198. So pretty much right on line. So I'm not unhappy about how Inside Pitch is doing this for the Mark Fydrich replay. So I'm pretty happy about that. Let me get into where I need to be so I can see what you guys are seeing. And make sure my camera has everything it needs to have on it. And of course cutting off the volume so I'm not hitting echoes. Alright, so let's make sure we've got everything into place. And then once I do that, we'll go through the starting lineups. These are the as played lineups, obviously. We are at Tiger Stadium, which is +1 to strikeouts and walks for both walks and strikeouts. It's +1, so we'll be adding one every time for that. Alrighty, so let's move my stuff out of the way, make sure everything fits. I think I got actually a little more room over here, so we'll do that. Put the lineup card here, and we'll go through the starting lineups very quickly. And of course, these are the as-played lineups from August 7th, 1976. Detroit actually won the game in real life 6-1. We'll see if history repeats itself or not. Dwayne Kuiper leads off at second. Tommy Smith's in left. John Lowenstein's in center. Rico Carty is the DH. Boog Powell's at first. Buddy Bell's at third. Charlie Spikes is in right. Alan Ashby catching, and Frank Duffy is the shortstop. And on the mound for Cleveland will be Pat Dobson, right-hander. Right-hander Pat Dobson. For the Tigers, Ron LaFleur leads off in center. Dan Myers in left. Ben Ogilvy's in right. Rusty Staub's the DH. Jason Thompson's at first. Aurelio Rodriguez is at third. Tom Verizer's at short. Chuck Scrivener's at second. And Bruce Kim, the personal catcher for Mark Fydrich, is going to bat ninth. All right, so for anybody that joined late, we'll show this one more time before we get going. This is the updated statistical version of what's going on in the replay. These are all his games in order that I've played so far. We played 16 games. We've got 13 more to go, 12 after this one, to get down to the final 29th start. So far, he is 10-5 with a 2.02 ERA in the replay. In real life at this point, he was 11-4 with a 1.98. So, like I said, I'm not unhappy at all about how Inside Pitch has done with the Fydrich replay so far. It has held up quite well so far through the first 12 starts. Or I'm sorry, not the first 12, the first 16. So we'll see how he does on the final 13. So Mark Fydrich, make sure I got everything in the camera here. I think I can do all 9 this way. It'll still show. So Mark Fydrich is on the bump, finishing up those warm-up tosses. And little Dwayne Kuiper, who hit no home runs in 1976, he is on the on-deck circle waiting for Fydrich to finish his warm-up tosses. We are at Tiger Stadium. And again, it's +1 for walks and strikeouts for both. Hello, Forever Maine. How are you doing? All right, so we are ready to go. Mark Fydrich lost his last game to the Yankees, so he's looking for some revenge, or not revenge, but a rebound. Because in his last start against the Yankees, he went 6 2/3 and gave up 6 runs. So he didn't fare so well. So he's looking to have a nice rebound. That was at Yankee Stadium. He's back. Next 3 starts are at Tiger Stadium, so he's looking for the home cooking. And we'll see how that plays out. Now, of course, haven't played Strat for quite a while now, and all that good stuff. I did play a couple of inside pitches on the 1975 World Series, so hopefully my skills at inside pitch haven't deteriorated too bad. 1 second, we're ready to go. Mark Fydrich on the mound facing Dwayne Kuiper. And start number 17 is underway. 1-4. There's a split chance here, a double star line for the left-handed batter, and that's what Dwayne Kuiper is. So we have an automatic out on the very first at bat, and that out is a 3, which is a ground ball to first. So Jason Thompson puts that one away, and Kuiper is retired. Here's Tommy Smith, the left fielder. We get a 1-4 again, and again he's a left-hander, and again it's another star line. So we've hit that 1-4 twice in a row. And this is a 6 this time, so he's going to fly to center for Ron LaFleur. 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring up John Lowenstein. There's no way he can go 1-4 again. Now this time 5-3, and it's a strikeout against a righty, but against a lefty it's blank, so we move over to Lowenstein's card to finish the at-bat. 3-6, and that is a ground ball to third. Rodriguez will take it to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down goes Cleveland. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Cleveland nothing, Detroit coming to bat. Forever, that's, I remember that episode from This Week in Baseball. I do have the 1977 This Week in Baseball on DVD from 1977, so I do remember that quite vividly. And that's what got me interested in doing the 1977 White Sox to begin with, was watching all those This Week in Baseball from 1977. That kind of stirred me up for that. Hello, Robert. How are you doing? All right, so Ron LaFleur is going to lead off against Pat Dobson. It'll be LaFleur, Meyer, and Ogilvie. 3-5. 3-5 is a strikeout chance. That's a 7. LaFleur is a 16. So, plus the stadium adds 1 for insult to injury. Makes him a 17. So LaFleur will take the whiff. And there's 1 away for Dan Meyer. 5-2 is a blank, so we're going over to Meyer's card. 6-6, that's a single pass first. So Dan Meyer sneaks a single past the first baseman, Boo Powell, who's kind of big and bulky over there and doesn't have a whole lot of range, so he got it by him. Now his attempt is a 3, but Dobson adds 2, so his attempt is actually now going to be a 5. He did steal 10 bases on the season. That's an 8, so he just missed the hit and run. It's actually going to be nothing on this now. So nothing going on. And now we have Ben Ogilvie. 2-6 is a straight out single, S1 against a lefty. That's a split chance. S1 and a K, but against a lefty, that's an S1. And S1 on the board for advancement, everybody moves up from first to third. I don't think there's anybody that doesn't make it. I think it's a 1 through 6. It is a 1 through 6, so automatically Meyer will make it to third. So runners are on the corners with only 1 out. Ogilvie now has an attempt of 4, but again, the +2 makes that a 6. That's a 3, so Ben Ogilvie is going to try to steal. Won't mess with a double steal. We'll just try a regular old steal here. Hey Astros, how you doing? Let's see here. So 14 for his stolen base. Dobson adds 1, makes it a 15. The catcher, Ashby's a 0. So it's a 1 through 15, and he'll steal it. At 13, so Ogilvie will steal it. That'll put runners on second and third with only 1 out. And the Indians are going to bring the infield in, so they want to cut that run off. We'll make sure there's no pickoff or anything. There's not. So here's Rusty Staub. Infield is in, so the range on the infielder is going to subtract 1 because of being the infield in. 2-2 is a range play at the ballpark. So again, if we get an infield check, the infielder's range is going to go down by 1 because they're all playing in. But it's a range play at Tiger Stadium. 3-1, that's a star line 1, which is a ground ball to second, but with the infielder playing in, the second baseman, Dwayne Kuiper, his range drops from 3 to 4. I'm sorry, from 3 to 2. So this has to be a 1 or a 2 for him to make this play. And he does. So how about that? He makes the play, and the runners are going to have to hold, because he was able to get to that. And Meyer's not going to take the chance. So 2 down by playing the infield in. They kept that run from scoring, but Kuiper almost didn't get it, but he did. So, well, the chart I'm looking at, Robert, has a 1 through. I'm looking at this chart right here, and get from first to third. I'm sorry, it's a 4 through 6. I was looking at 2 through 6. What was I doing? I was looking at going from second to home. My bad. Let's see here. Meyer on the single by Ogilvy. I might have to put him back because that would distort them being infield in, wouldn't it? And it would also mean Ogilvy couldn't steal. So that would screw the whole thing up, wouldn't it? Let's see. Let me retract what I was doing here, if I can remember what I was doing here. Let's see. Myers' run rating is only a 2, so he would not normally make it to third, would he, on an S1? No, he would not. So he would be at second, which means that would have been a double play grounder for Rusty Staub. So that's going to turn into a double play if I backtrack everything. That's going to turn into a double play because it was a range play. And again, you lose one because they were at double play depth. Let's see. Let me figure this out. No, it's all right. I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't catch that. I was so used to seeing that 1 to 6, but that's from second to home, not from first to third. So I want to get this right. So let's look at the Rusty Staub at bat once again. Let me redo the I'm not going to redo it, but I'm going to re-examine the Rusty Staub at bat. It was a range play at the ballpark. I remember that vividly, and it was a star line 1, which was a ground ball to second. So the double play rating of Staub is a 3. Dobson adds 1, makes it a 4, but they're playing double play depth to make it a 5. So if this is anything other than a 6, it will be a double play. And it is. So it's a messy score sheet, but it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play is how that's going to work. No stolen base given to Ogilvy because Meyer should have stopped at second. So a little messy there, but I think I got it cleaned up to where the inning should be over based on that double play. So sorry about that, folks. That's what I get for playing directly after getting off work. I'm still a little tired or punchy or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, we go to the second with no score. And I'm not doing a season replay, and it wasn't Fydrich pitching, so it's not going to affect Fydrich's numbers whatsoever, unless they might have possibly ended up scoring, but they didn't. So I think we're still okay with that. All right, here's Rico Carty, the DH. 5-4 is a range play. So let's see who the range is on. 1-2 is a fly to right. The range is on the right fielder, Ben Ogilvy. He is a 3. See if he can get to this. He does not. So let's see if it's a double or a single. It's a 6, so it's a double. So failed range play and Rico Carty doubles, as Ogilvy was not able to get to that. And Carty has no chance to steal or anything. Yes, good catch. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Hopefully everything's back to copacetic at this point. Now, he's not going to try to steal anything, but Fydrich does have a pickoff at a 1. So we roll the 20 to see if we get a 20. If we don't get a 20, we ignore it and we can drive on. So here's Boog Powell. 3-5, and that's a blank on Fydrich. Powell, a 2-3 is a ground ball to second, and that will move the runner to third. So Powell, elementary baseball 101, moving the runner over to third. Now there's only 1 out, and now the Tigers will bring the infield in, and that's going to hurt them because their range and their infielders are not very good to begin with, and this is going to even lower it more. So we'll see. Verizon and Scribner are both a 3, as Rodriguez is all 4 of them are 3s range, but now they drop to a 2 range because we're bringing the infield in. Or is that the -2? Let me check. Is that -2? I think it's -2. It's not -1 when the double play depth, -2 to come all the way in. So that's certainly going to hurt them. I know it's on here somewhere. All right, so it's a -2 when they come in, so they're all going to be down to 1. So if there's a range play, they're in deep doo-doo, but they got to take that chance. So Fydrich against Bell. Fydrich could really use a strikeout right about now. Roll the 20, make sure there's no pickoff. There's not. So here's Buddy Bell. 6-6, that's blank on Fydrich, so we're going to Bell's card. 4-1 is a ground ball to short. There's no range on the play. It's just a ground ball to short. So you don't have to worry about the range. But with the runner, Carty, who doesn't run well at all, he's not going to try it at all. His BR rating, in fact, he can't try it. His BR rating is a 1, and with the infield in, you lose 2 on the BR rating. So he would be a negative at that point. So it is impossible for Carty to try. So it's actually just going to be a ground ball to short for out number 2. So now the infield can go back to normal. Hey Larry, how you doing? Infield can go back to normal with 2 outs for Charlie Spikes. Make sure nothing's on the 20. It's not. Spikes. 3-5 is blank on Fydrich. He's got a lot of blanks on his card, which is usually pretty good. Here's Spikes. 2-6. Starline 2 is a ground ball to short again. And Verizon makes the play, and Fydrich pitches around that double. And the Indians come up empty. So we go to the bottom of the second, no score. Pat Dobson back out. We'll be facing Jason Thompson, Aurelio Rodriguez, and Tom Verizon. 4-5 is a strikeout chance because he's not tired. Strikeout chance, that's a 6. He's a 12. Stadium even adds 1, makes it a 13, so he's definitely gone. Jason Thompson with the whiff. Here is Aurelio Rodriguez. 6-3 is a possible error. And with that being a 9, it might be. You never know. 2-2 is a fly to right. So the right fielder in this case is Charlie Spikes. His error rating is only a 3, though, and the 9 is much larger than the 3. So Charlie will make the catch. So 2 up and 2 down for Mr. Verizon. 5-6 is another blank. This one on Dobson's card. Verizon 5-1. He's going to ground it to Buddy Bell at third, and that's going to end the inning. So 2 innings in the books, and we got nothing. We got nothing. We go to the third. Bottom of the order, Alan Ashby stepping up for the Indians, the catcher. Later claim to fame going to Houston later in the early 80s, I think it was. All right, so we got Ashby, Duffy, and Kuiper. Not exactly a murderer's row. 2-2 is a blank on Fydrich. Go to Ashby, 3-2, fly to center. And Mr. LaFleur will haul that in. Here's Frank Duffy. 2-4 for Duffy, possible error on a throw. 1-5, ground ball to short. There is an error check. That's a 7. Verizon is a 9. That will be an error. So now this is where that supplement, Mr. Robert comes in, which I don't have, but I did print it out, and I believe you check the range of the receiver, which in this case is Jason Thompson, to see if this wild throw gets by him for a 2-base advancement or if he holds it to just being on first base. Thompson is a 3. That's a 2. So according to, if I'm reading this right, since it was a 2 and Thompson's a 3, that means he was able to get off the bag and catch that ball and keep Duffy to first base. Now hopefully that's correct, Robert. Is that correct? E6 for a 1-base error, but Thompson saved a 2-base error. All right, oh, can't put Duffy away because he's got an attempt of 2, so we'll see if he gets a jump. 18, he will not get the jump, so he will not go anywhere. Here's Kuiper. We'll roll to make sure there's no pickoff. There's not. So here's Kuiper. Infield is at double play depth. 3-6. Strikeout for a righty, blank for a lefty. He's a lefty, so it's blank. We move on to Kuiper. 3-5 for Kuiper. And that is a ground ball to short against a right-hander. Would have been a single against a lefty, but a ground ball to short against a righty could be a double play. His double play rating's a 2. Nothing for Fydrich. The infield is halfway, so his double play rating jumps to a 3. And the pivot at second base, Scrivener, is a 0. So 1-3 for a double play. And it is a double play, so how about that? 4-6-3, and the error is erased as Kuiper hits into the twin killing. Even though Minnesota's not involved in the game, it's still a twin killing. And we go to the bottom of the third. Still no score. And Dobson back out. Here's Chuck Scrivener, second baseman. 1-6. Against a lefty, that'd be a home run check. Against a righty, it's a walk check. His walk's only a 10. Stadium does add one for an 11, but that's a 12, so no walk. Scrivener can't reach. Has to earn it. 6-6. He does earn it. Single pass short. So Scrivener singles past Frank Duffy. He's got an H rating, so he's not going to try to go anywhere. We will roll the 20 to see if there's any kind of pickoff. And it is a 20, so we're checking for a pickoff. 1 to 3 is a pickoff. 4 is a pickoff error. 6, no pickoff. He got back in time. So that'll bring up Bruce Kim. And Kim is the batter. Now, Robert, I might get your little help on this one here, because I'm looking to bunt. With somebody as bad as Kim is, I'm looking to bunt here. And I know there's a bunt chart right here, but I believe you roll off the pitcher card to see if there's a strikeout. Is that correct? That's the way I've been playing it. I want to make sure I'm playing it correctly because I haven't read the adjusted rules or any of that stuff. So I'm thinking that you do have to check on the pitcher card. So we'll check on Dobson. Make sure there's not a strikeout chance. 1-6 is actually a walk chance. So 15, though, is not a walk. It fails that parameter for a walk. So since everything failed, I'm assuming I can now go to the bunt chart because he did not walk or strike out. So his bunt rating is a 5. And according to this chart, if you're a 5, a 1 to 16 is a good bunt. 17 to 18, you get the lead runner. 19 to 20, he beats it out. So here we go. 1 through 16, it'll be a good bunt. And I need the 1d6 to see who fields it. That is a 6. It's a good bunt. It's a 4, fielded by the first baseman, Boog Powell. So we'll say he just tags him out coming up the line. 3 unassisted. And Kim does his job getting the runner, Scrivener, to second. So, Robert, I hope that was correct in that procedure there, because I want to do things correctly. I hate playing the games incorrectly. It's one thing I misread a card, but I don't like to misread the rules. That's the main thing. All right, so Scrivener is still on, and again, he can't go anywhere, but we will roll the 20 again to make sure there's no pickoff. And that's a 9, so no pickoff. So here's LaFleur, struck out his first chance. 5-5 is a range play, so let's see who the range is on. LaFleur, 2-4 is a ground ball to second, so we're checking Kuiper's range. He is a 3. So Kuiper looking to get that one. He does not. It's a 6. He gets by him for a base hit. So that's going to be an S4. And to score from second on an S4, 2 through 6 is all you need. And Scrivener is a 3, so that's good enough for Scrivener to come in to score. So since Kuiper couldn't get it, it's an RBI single from Ron LaFleur. And the Tigers lead it 1-0. I did not get a new chart. Did I get PDF or printed? This is the printed set. It may not look that great on my phone or everything like. This is the printed set. When I was doing the 75 series, I did the PDF with the Red Sox and the Reds, but this is actually the printed set from the company. So like I said, it may not show up, that great on my camera, and I've also been playing it a lot, so it's probably got some wear and tear on it, so it doesn't have a new shimmy. But anyway, no, I'm still using. This is the chart I'm still using. Right here, I have not bought the new chart yet. I'm thinking about it possibly, but I'm not sure yet. So that's what I'm using. All right, so LaFleur, now that he's on, he's got an attempt of 8 plus the 2 from Dobson, makes it a 10. And it's a 6, so he's going to try to steal. 15 for a stolen base, plus 1 makes it a 16. Ashby's a 0. 1 to 16, LaFleur steals it. 14, he does, stolen base. So he's in scoring position with 1 out. And that will bring up Dan Meyer, but we're going to roll for the possible pickoff, and there is none. So here's Dan Meyer. 3-2, and that is a blank against the lefty. Righty would have been a strikeout, blank against the lefty. So we skip it and go to Meyer's card. 5-6, and that's a question mark 8, and that's a 17. His number only goes to 16. Only to 16, so it's going to be a fly to center for 2 down. And LaFleur, to get to third, you lose 3 on your BR, which drops him from a 4 to a 1. Center fielder's arm is a -1 Lowenstein, so that drops him to a 0, so he cannot advance to third base. Can't even try it. So that's 2 down for Ben Ogilvy. Rolling again for a possible pickoff. There is none. Here's Ogilvy. 2-3, and that's a potential walk. That's a 6. His walk is only a 4. Stadium adds 1, makes it a 5, but won't make the 6. So we go to Ogilvy. 4-1 is a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. But the Tigers do pick up a run thanks to the single from Ron LaFleur, and at the end of 3, it's Tigers 1, Indians nothing. And Fydrich finally gets, I think you got to buy them forever. That's you got to buy the game parts either via PDF or have them mailed to you. I don't think it's on a freebie site or anything like that, like they do on Payoff Pitch. I think you have to buy the new charts if you want them. Although they do have what they call, I guess they're like addendum rules or something like that, but they're not the charts. They're just some rules that were updated. I think the last one was done in September, if I checked it correctly. All right, Mark Fydrich on the mound with a 1-0 lead, top of the 4th, Tommy Smith. Batter, 1-1 is a strikeout chance. That's a 2. So even though he's a 4, plus 1 from Stadium's a 5, 2 falls into that category. It's a strikeout. So Tommy is out of there. And that brings up John Let It Be Lowenstein. 4-5 is a blank. So we go to Lowenstein. 3-6, and he's going to ground it to Mr. Rodriguez at third base for out number 2. So Fydrich, 2 up, 2 down, rolling along. Hey Rob, how you doing? That'll bring up Mr. Rico Carty. 5-2 is a blank on Fydrich. Carty 6-4, Starline 6, fly to center, and that is Mr. LaFleur again. And down go the Indians, 1-2-3. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Tigers hold a 1-0 lead for Mr. Fydrich. Here's Rusty Staub stepping to the plate. Staub grounded into a double play his first time after that confusion in the first inning. 1-3 is a strikeout chance. That's a 19, way too much, so no strikeout there. Staub, 5-3. He's going to ground it to second, and Kuiper will put it away. 1 down. Here's Jason Thompson. 5-2 is blank on Dobson, so we go to Thompson's card. 2-2. Question mark 8. That's a 17, and that's a home run right there. Jason Thompson, 14 through 17 against a right-hander is a home run. That's a 17. It is a solo shot for Jason Thompson. He hit 17 on the season. He hits one right here, and the Tigers lead it 2-0. 2-0 Tigers on the Jason Thompson homer. Here's Aurelio Rodriguez, 6-2, blank on Dobson. Rodriguez, a 1-6. That's a ground ball to short, split chance against a righty. He grounds to short. So that's 2 down for Tom Verizer. 5-5. It's a range play. 5-2. Ground ball to first. Boog Powell checking the range of Powell. Powell's not that good at range. He's a 2. So let's see if the rather rotund Boog Powell can get to this. He cannot. It's a base hit. We'll check and see if it's the double or not. Nope, just a single. So single for Tom Verizer as he sneaks it past the ever rotund Boog Powell. Now Verizer has an attempt of 1, but the Dobson gives him a +2, makes it an attempt of 3. But nothing going on. So we now turn to Chuck Scrivener. 6-4, strikeout chance. 16's way too much for that. We go to Scrivener. 6-5, question mark 7 against a right-hander. 1 through 9's a hit, but that's a 13, so he's going to end up flying to left. And that's the end of the inning. But the Thompson home run puts the Tigers up 2-0 through 4 innings. And Fydrich back out, facing the guy I just lampooned for the last couple seconds, Boog Powell. He's up. Fydrich, 5-4, range play against Boog Powell. 4-1 is a fly to center, so we're checking the range of Ron LaFleur. He's a 3, which is, according to this game, is right around average. But he can't get it, so we'll see if it's a 5 or 6. It would be a double. Nope, just a single. So Boog Powell only has to run to first. He doesn't have to chug his way any further, and he is not going to be doing any kind of stealing whatsoever. Check the, nope, no 20 on the D20, so no worries about a pickoff. Here's Buddy Bell. Infield is at double play depth. 5-5 is a strikeout chance. That's a 12, but Bell's only a 5. So nothing going on there. Bell 2-2. Single to right field for Buddy Bell. Now I don't think that Boog Powell's going to get to third. We'll see. S9 to go from first to third. You do add 2 to the BR rating, which gives him a 3 as a BR rating. He would be up to a 3, so maybe he can get there. You never know. You never quite know. That's a 3. The right fielder is Ogilvy's got a 0, so it is a 1 to 3 to see if he can make it on the red die. And Boog Powell does make it. He chugs all the way over to third base. They may need some oxygen over there, but he made it. And runners are on the corners with nobody out. Buddy Bell does an attempt of 1, but nothing's happening. Infield is at double play depth. They will trade the run to get 2 outs for Charlie Spikes. 1-3 is a star line, so that would be an automatic out. Let's see what kind of an out. It's a 3, which is a ground ball to first, so potential double play. His double play rating is a 1. The pivot at short is a 0, so it has to be a 1 to be a double play, so Charlie Spikes doesn't hit it in too many of those. And he won't this time either. It's a 3, which for the runner Buddy Bell is the same, so he will advance, because I believe it has to be greater than the BR rating in order to be a fielder's choice, if I'm not mistaken. So it will be just a step on first by Jason Thompson. Boog Powell will score to cut the lead to 2-1, and Buddy Bell will advance to second base. And Robert, I hope I did that correctly. I think if it's the same that they move up. I think to get the fielder's choice on the lead runner, it has to be greater than his BR rating. Oh, you know what? Runner's reduced by 1. All right. Thank you. I didn't realize that. Did I not read the chart correctly? Let me see here. Infield halfway. Range. Oh, you know what? It says no change on the BR rating of runner on third. I wasn't thinking about the runner on first. Aha. So there you go. Okay. I don't see it on here. Maybe that's something new on the newer charts. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get the new chart, obviously, because some of these things on here aren't listed, at least not where I can see them. So if that's the case, then it will be a fielder's choice. So I gotta fix the score sheet here. That means they did retire Buddy Bell 3-6 on the fielder's choice. The run scores either way you look at it. And Charlie Spikes is the new runner on first, so we put him here to see if he can get a steal, or attempt to steal. Attempt of 3. That's a 2, so he's going to try to steal. He's got a 9 stolen base, but Fydrich subtracts 3 from that, makes him a 6. Bruce Kim's a -2, so this is a 4. This has to be a 4 or less for him to steal successfully, and it's not. He's caught stealing. So Charlie Spikes probably shouldn't have gone anywhere, but that's what the way the strategy roll came up. That's why some people don't like the strategy rolls, but I try to do them as much as I can. So 2 outs and the bases are clear. 1 run is in to cut it 2-1. Here's Alan Ashby. 2-6 blank on Fydrich. And 1-3 is a fly to right to end the inning. But Cleveland does pick up a run to cut the lead to 2-1. All right, so that brings up Pat Dobson. Yeah, but I've been using strategy roll for the whole replay of the Fydrich replay, so I want to keep it consistent throughout the replay. Now, if I play other games offline or one-offs, then I may drop the strategy roll. Of course, I don't do the strategy roll like the rules say if the score gets out of hand, but in a close game, I go ahead and just stick with it, good or bad or ugly. All right, here's Pat Dobson, 1-2. Walk plus against the lefty, but blank against a righty, and Kim is a righty, so it's a blank. Kim's card, 2-4. He's going to ground it to first, and Boog Powell will make the play, 1 down. Flip the order over to Ron LaFleur. 4-5, and that's a strikeout chance. That's a 13. LaFleur is a 16. He's gone. So LaFleur out on strikes, 2 up, 2 down for Dan Meyer. 1-3 is a strikeout chance. That's a 10, too much. Go to Meyer, 6-3. Ground ball to short, Duffy's got it, and the inning is over. So 2-1 as we go to the 6th. And now we'll start to kind of keep an eye a little bit on the starters for their fatigue. Dobson can face 25 batters. He has faced 20. And Fydrich can face 34, so he's definitely good to go. He's pitched many complete games. So Duffy will lead things off the bottom of the order, number 9 hitter, Mr. Duffy. Fydrich, 3-4, and that's a star line again. Right there, 3-4 is a star line. And it's going to be a 3, which is a ground ball to Thompson. Take it to the bag himself, 1 away, and back to the top of the order for Dwayne Kuiper. He's 0 for 2, 2 ground outs. One of them was a double play. 6-4 is a double question mark against left-handers. 1-5 is an automatic star line, but that's an 11, so no out, and we just skip it, treat it as a blank, and go to Kuiper. 1-6, he's going to single past second, so Kuiper gets the base hit. 1 out single by Kuiper. His attempt is a 4. See if he can get the jump. He does not, but it's a chance for a pickoff because he rolled that 20. So we're going to roll. If we get a 1, he's picked off. And no pickoff. So Kuiper cannot get the jump. He will stay put. The infield is at double play depth for Tommy Smith. 6-4. 6-4 is, again, that double question mark, but again, 13 is out of range for a lefty. A righty had been an automatic star line, but not a lefty. So here's Smith, 1-3. Star line 4. Ground ball to second could be the double play. Ground ball to second, he's a 2. And with the infield double at halfway depth, it's a 3. And the pivot is a 0. So 1-3, it's a double play. It's a 6, so that means automatically runners advance. So Smith grounds out 4-3, and the runner, Kuiper, makes it to second base. So Kuiper's at second. Astros, I got mine off of Amazon. And just type on there wooden dice tray, and it should come right up. There's a whole selection. You can pick any form of wood you like, whether it be maple or cherry or whatever. It's very, very high quality. It's a once in a lifetime purchase, basically. $65 is what I paid for it, but it's worth it. It's been worth it to me because when I try to roll dice like this, they go all over the place sometimes, and I just prefer the dice tower because it gives me more of a better sample, and I'm not tweaking the dice or anything like that. So it's pretty. I think it helps the randomness, if that makes sense. All right, so we'll check the D20, make sure there's no pickoff attempt, and there's not. Here's John Lowenstein, 2 outs, runner at second. 2-5, and that's a potential walk. His walk is a 10. You actually add 1, makes him 11, so that will be a base on balls. Lowenstein draws the walk, puts 2 on now. Definitely, Larry. I got it primarily for streaming or recording. On my own, if I want to roll the dice by, sometimes I roll the dice by myself just to be different. But that way, if one of them falls off the table or something like that, I'm not. It's not interrupting the video in any kind of way. All right, here's Rico Carty, and again, we'll check the 20. There's no 20 there. Here's Carty, 2 outs, 2 on, 2-1 Tigers, top of the 6th. 1-4. Automatic star line against the lefty, but Carty's a righty, so it's a potential walk. That's a 3. His walk's a 13, so Fydrich, usually with good control, has now walked 2 in a row and has loaded the bases. So the bases are loaded with 2 down for Boog Powell. We're not going to worry about the pickoff chance now because you wouldn't be picking somebody off with the bases loaded. So Boog Powell gets the chance, bases loaded and 2 down. Fydrich trying to hold the lead. 5-1 is the ballpark card, so we're going to Tiger Stadium. That's what that @ sign means. We're going to Tiger Stadium. And could be some trouble there on some of these home run rolls for Boog Powell. His home run is a 16, so if he gets a home run chance, it may be a grand slam. That's a 1-1, though. It's a star line 3, which is a ground ball to first. So he's going to ground to Thompson, and that is going to end the inning. So the Indians leave the bases loaded. Fydrich pitches around that mess, and the score is still 2-1. Still 2-1. Oh, I didn't realize you were in Germany. Huh. Did not know that. I guess I'm not thinking about that with YouTube going all over the place. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. All right, here's Pat Dobson back out to face Ogilvy. He's singled and he's also flied to center. 1-2, and that's a walk plus against a lefty. So we take this 1, add 10 to it, make it an 11. I'm sorry, we take the walk from him, add 10 to it, make it a 14, and a 1 definitely falls into that. So it will be a walk. Ogilvy has an attempt of 4, but again, the +2 from Dobson makes him a 6. And nothing's going on. So Ogilvy will hold. Here's Rusty Staub. We get a 1-4 strikeout chance against a right-hander, but he's a lefty, so it's a blank. Move on to Staub. 5-4, and that's a single pass short. But to get from first to third on an S6, probably not going to happen. S6 to get from first to third, you have to have a 5 or a 6 BR rating, and Ogilvy's BR is only a 3. So Ogilvy will have to stop at second. Runners are at first and second with nobody out. No stolen base chance, but we are going to look at a possible pickoff, and there is none. So here's Jason Thompson. 1-4, blank again because the righty's a strikeout, but the lefty's a blank. So go to Thompson's card. 5-5, he's going to fly to right. Now on the fly ball to right to get to third base on the fly ball to right field is strictly the BR rating of the runner and the arm of the right fielder. Right fielder is Spikes, he's a 0. The runner on second base is Ogilvy, he's a 3. So with 3 or less, he'll make it to third. It's a 6. So there we get into the base running situation that causes people a lot of grief in this game. So 6, when you get a 6, that means you go to the second die roll chart, which is right here, second runner advancement chart. And a 6 on the white die says lead runner advances. Ball caught off, trailing runner is caught in a rundown. And we go to the rundown chart. So what happens right here is Ogilvy's going to make it to third base, but they cut the throw and Rusty Staub is hung up. So we're going to roll 1d6 on the rundown chart. 1, he's out quickly, nobody else advances. 2 through 5, if the roll is greater than the BR rating, the runner is out with no advance for others. And we'll see what happens on the other dice. So it is a 1. And on a 1 means he is out quickly, no runners advance. So he's going to be out trying to get he tried to be sneaky and go to second on the throw to third, but they cut it. And I got to make up a fielding thing here. So I'm going to say from the right fielder, it's a 9. We'll call it 9-6-4 as they tag him out at second base for out number 2. So Ogilvy's now at third with 2 down, and hopefully I did that correctly. Because like I said, for this game, the one knock on this game is when you get to the secondary chart, it kind of can confuse people. Hopefully I did that correctly. The experts out there can tell me if I did not. But I'm going to go ahead and drive on whether I did it correctly or not. I think I did it correctly, but we'll never know. All right, so here is Rodriguez. Rodriguez against Dobson, 2-4. To walk chance, 15 is too high though, no walk. And here is 3-6 is a single pass center, or not pass center, out to center. And that will mean that Ogilvy will just stroll in from third base very easily, and the Tigers take a 3-1 lead as Rodriguez gives them some insurance. His attempt is a 1. He did not steal any bases all year, so I'm not even going to have him steal a base or even try, because if he didn't steal it all year, he was thrown out trying to advance. Did I miss something there? Let me see. 6-6. 6-6. Lead, according to the chart I'm looking at, it says lead runner advances. That's the chart I'm looking at right here, unless they got a new chart out. Lead runner, because the runner was at first and second, so the runner going from second to third, this says he advances. And the white die being a 6 means says I go to the rundown chart. I don't know what other. It was a fly out to right. I'm sorry. Was it a single? No, it was a. Hold on. Let me see. It was a fly out to right field, and they were going to move up on the fly ball. It was a fly to right, so I used the BR rating of 3 for Ogilvy, and I rolled a 6-6. So according to this that I'm looking on here, first runner advancement die, I rolled a 6. So that means you check the second die roll. When I went over here, the white die was a 6. I don't use that chart on flyouts. What do I use on flyouts? This says throw chart, so there was a throw, so that's what I've been using for my whole life in this game. I don't have a flyout chart. I don't see a flyout chart. All right, hold on, it says here. Hold on, let me see here. Hold on, maybe I do this. If 1d6 less than or equal to adjusted BR, advance to third, otherwise holds. That's what you're talking about? Is this the one I'm supposed to be using here, where I do the BR rating on the fly out from second to third, and if it fails the BR check, you don't worry about whether it's a 6 or not. You just hold the runner. Is that what we're talking about here? I'm learning as I'm playing. I've been playing this game a lot, but I mean, I haven't played in a while. So, and I think I've got old charts as well. So. But I think now that I read this, I believe since the red die was not a 3, that he has to hold. According to this, you don't go to this chart, you go to the hold. He is thrown out. Oh, see, it's a new chart that I don't have. So I've been playing this replay with the old chart, so I'm going to stick with the old chart for the replay, just to be consistent. So I'm going to say that he held at second base, which means Rusty Staub is not out advancing. He's still at first base. And then on the single by Rodriguez, which was an S8, to score on an S8 from second, you add 2 to the BR rating. So Ogilvy's BR rating is a 3, makes him a 5. Center fielder arm, Lowenstein's a -1, makes him a 4. So we'll see if he can advance. And he does not, he has to hold. So actually Ogilvy will not score yet. Boy, this score, I'm gonna need my white out because this score sheet's getting out of hand. I probably need the new chart, but I've been playing this replay with the old chart, and I really think if I move to a new chart, might skew some numbers. I don't know, but maybe I need to do that anyway. So basically what we have now is runners at the corners, because he stayed at second on the flyout, but then he advanced to third on the single. The single by Rodriguez moves him to third. Single by Rodriguez moves him to third on the S8, but since the red die was a 5, it was greater than his BR rating, so he could not score. So I've got him at third. So basically I got the bases loaded right now is the way it looks. 1 out, bases loaded. I believe that's correct now. 1 out, bases loaded is where I'm looking at that for Tom Verizor. And they're going to play the, let's see, do they dare play the infield in, or do you try for the double play? They're going to try for the double play because Verizor's a 3 plus Dobson's a +1, so good chance of a double play. I want to see these things. If I'm either misreading something or I don't have the right chart or the updated chart, I need to know these things so I can figure it out. Maybe I'll bite the bullet and get the new chart before I play any more Fydrich games. I don't know. I guess it wouldn't hurt too bad to use different charts. I don't know. I'll have to think about how I want to play this going forward, because I've been using the same charts all the time. But hey, with the White Sox replay, I started in Super Advanced, switched to Advanced, and went back to Super Advanced. So I guess new charts wouldn't be a bad thing for the Fydrich replay. So we'll see how it goes. Bases are loaded, 1 out. I'm just sorry I'm confusing everybody. I'm confusing myself too. Bases loaded, 1 out, and they're going to play double play depth because Verizon can hit into double plays pretty easily. In a 1-3, which is a strikeout chance, that's an 8. So you won't have to worry about a double play. That's going to be a strikeout. Verizon is out of there for out number 2, and now the infield can stay normal, or actually go back to a deep instead of being a double play depth for Chuck Scrivener. 3-6 is blank on Dobson. 6-1 is a single to left field for Scrivener. That's going to score at least 1. Don't know if Staub doesn't run very well. He may not score. We'll see. Staub has a BR of 2. There are 2 outs, which gives him a BR of 3. The single went to left. Left fielder Smith is a 0. And to get from home, second to home on a single to the left, where are you at here? You add 1, so that's going to be an extra 1 to Staub's BR rating. So Staub's BR rating is now up to a 4. So let's see if Staub can score. 6, he cannot. So now we go to the throw chart because we got a 6 there. And a 1 says lead runner advances, ball caught off, and trailing runner is thrown out. So Staub will score. There'll be a 2-run single, but Rodriguez, as the trailing runner, is going to be thrown out. So they'll cut the throw 7 to 6 to 5, I'll call it. And Scribner will stay at first base. But it's a 2-run single from Scribner. And that makes the score now 4 to 1. And Dobson may be in trouble. Dobson could very well be in trouble. And let's see, Scribner can't go anywhere, so he's not even going to worry about it. Here's Bruce Kim. Check for a possible pickoff, and there is none. Dobson, 1-5 is a hit by pitch chance. He's a -6, so no hit by pitch chance at all. Kim has a 0. Go to Kim's card, 3-2, and that's a liner to first. Would check for a double play, but that's the 3rd out, so you don't have to worry about it. But 2 runs are in thanks to the single by Scribner. Little Chuck Scribner, a 2-run single with the bases loaded and 2 outs, gets it done. And the Tigers now have a 4-1 lead. That may be all for Pat Dobson. They'll have to wait and see. He can face 25 batters. He's faced 27, so I think his day is pretty much done. And they will turn to let's see, they go to right-hander. Yeah, Tom Buskey, a right-hander, will be coming on in the 7th. But right now, Fydrich enjoying a 4-1 lead, trying to improve his record on the season up to 11-5 with a win. Let's see if he can do it. Buddy Bell, 2-1 is a possible error. And Bell, 1-2 is a single pass short. 12 for Riser, shortstop is a 9, so 12 is greater than that, no error. But it will be a leadoff single for Buddy Bell. Buddy Bell, his attempt is a 1, but since it's a 4-1 game, 3-run difference, there's only 3 innings left, I'm going to eschew the strategy roll, except I will check for a pickoff, which is not happening. So here's Charlie Spikes. Infield is going to play, actually they're going to play back. They're not going to play double play depth. They're going to play back because they got a big lead and they want to try to prevent runs or balls from trickling through the infield. 4-5, blank. So we go to Charlie Spikes. 1-6, pop up to second. 1 away as put away by Scribner. 1 down, here's Alan Ashby. Again, we'll check for the pickoff and nothing happening. Here's Ashby. 3-4. 3-4 is that star line. See what the star line is. It's a 2, ground ball to short. They were playing back though, so the double play rating is going to stay a 3. That won't change. So 1 to 3, it's a double play. To 4, so by not playing double play depth, they don't get the double play. But the 4 is greater than Buddy Bell's BR rating of 3. So it will be a fielder's choice. And if I remember correctly, it was a ground ball to, now I don't remember where the ground ball went. It was a star line 2, I believe. So I believe it's the ground ball to short. Not that it matters, I'm not keeping fielding stats. So it's fielder's choice, Ashby the new runner at first, and he's not going to try anything either. And we'll check for a possible pickoff, and there is none. So here's Duffy. 6-2, range play at Tiger Stadium. Bring in Tiger Stadium for the range play. 3-1, pop up to second, so we're checking the range of Scribner. His range is a 3. So can Scribner get to this pop-up? He cannot. He cannot get to the pop-up. So I believe on a failed range pop-up, you don't get a double chance. I think it's just a single. But let me double check that to make sure. Pop-up to second it turns into an S4. But with the runner at first, an S4, 3 through 6 to get to third base from first to third. And Ashby has a BR of 1. There are 2 outs, gives him a BR of 2. Right fielder's arm, Ogilvy's a 0, so he cannot make it. He has to stop at second base. So even with 2 outs, he can't make it, the slow-running Ashby. He will stay there on the single. Puts 2 on with 2 out. And we'll just double check for a pickoff again. Nothing happening. Here's Dwayne Kuiper. 6-4, and that is a double question mark, but 13 against the lefty is too high, so no star line. 3-2 is a ground ball to second. This time Scribner gets it, and the inning's over. So again, Fydrich pitches around all that mess. Hey Forever, how you doing? I'll have to check out I'll have to go on their website and see if I can find some more good stuff for flow on the thing here. I'm not sure if ID Jester did some sort of a cheat sheet for that or not, or like he did for payoff pitch. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But again, that's the one drawback to the game that a lot of people, for whatever reason, want to shy away from, is because the base running is a little bit iffy, so to speak. But I still enjoy the game regardless. Yeah, it would be nicer if they did kind of streamline the stuff. Hey Brandon, how you doing? All right, so bottom of the seventh inning stretch, 4-1 favor of the Tigers. And new pitcher is going to be Tom Buskey. Dobson's going to go 6 innings, give up 4 runs, and I believe all of them were earned. Yes, they were, no errors. So all of them were earned. The only error so far has been on Verizon, and so Tigers won the game in real life 6-1. Right now they lead at 4-1. We'll see how close we get to that score. Here's LaFleur. 5-5 is a range play on Buskey's card. LaFleur 4-2 is a star line 3, which is a fly to center. So we're checking the range of the center fielder. John Lowenstein's only a 2. He's more of a corner outfielder, but they got him playing in center. Rick Manning's off in this game, so Lowenstein is the check for a 2. And he can't get it, so we'll see if it's a single or a double. Whoops. It is a single, so it'll drop in for a single for LaFleur. And up 4-1. I think they're going to call off the dogs on the stolen bases. We'll check for balks or whatever, and there's nothing going on there. So here's Dan Meyer. Infield is at double play depth. 3-1. Ballpark card. And we go to Dan Meyer, and we actually go to Tiger Stadium. 3-4. 3-4 is a single to right field. So Dan Meyer singles to right field. And to get from first to third on a single to right field, your BR rating gets a boost by 2. So LaFleur's BR rating is already a 4, becomes a 6. Right fielder Spikes has no arm, 0 arms, so he's going to make it without a throw. Put runners on the corners with nobody out. And Buskey, not the answer so far. In fact, Buskey's going to come out. They got the lefties coming up, Staub and Thompson, so they're going to go to the bullpen and bring in Don Hood. So Don Hood is going to come on. Buskey couldn't get anybody out. Don Hood, the batter. See what he can do. Don Hood, and Ogilvy is the batter. Runners are at first and third. The infield's going to have to come in because they're down 4-1. They really don't want to give up anything else if they can absolutely avoid it. 4-5 is a blank on Hood's card. Ogilvy, 4-5, single to center field. So Ogilvy gets it done. Single to center, that will score. LaFleur makes the score 5-1. And Meyer, I probably will have to hold at second. S8, you get from first to third, you lose 1 on your BR rating. His BR is a 2, drops him to a 1. And center fielder arm, Lowenstein's a -1, so that's a 0. He can't go anywhere. Can't even try it. So runners are at first and second with nobody out for Rusty Staub. So Don Hood's not the answer either, apparently. And that'll bring up Rusty Staub. Infield now at double play depth. 1-2 is a blank. So we skip that and go to Staub. 4-3. And that's a double to right field. So the bullpen is imploding for the Indians. A double to right field is going to definitely score the runner from second, Mr. Meyer. Now Ogilvy is the question. The double went to right field. Right fielder arm, Charlie Spikes, is a 0. To score from first on a double to right, you lose one on your BR. So Ogilvy will drop to a 2. So this has to be a 1 or a 2 for Ogilvy to make it. It is not, so he's got to hold. So Ogilvy will hold at third. So runners are at second and third. And Indians are wondering what's going on. 2 runs are in. It's now 6-1, which is how the game ended, but the Tigers are looking for more. Infield is in for Jason Thompson's at bat. 6-3 from Hood is a possible error on a grounder. 3-4 is a pop up to first, so no worry of an error there. It's just a pop up to first. Booth Powell squeezes it. 1 away, and here's Rodriguez. Back to some right-handers, but they're going to stick with Hood. Infield still in. 6-2. That's a walk plus, and his walk rating is a 5, becomes a 15. That's a 7, so it'll be a walk, and that will load the bases. So the bases are now loaded for Tom Verizor. Infield still at double play depth, though, because they're looking to turn 2 and get out of this mess. 1-1 from Hood is a strikeout chance. That's a 9. Against a lefty, though, his strikeout's only a 6. The stadium adds one, makes it a 7. So no strikeout. If it had been a right-hander, he would have struck out, but not the left-hander. So we go to Verizor. 2-5. Fly to right field. Could be a sacrifice fly. So we'll check the sacrifice fly rating. And sacrifice fly rating of Verizor is a 2. It's going to fail, so now we go to the secondary check. When the sacrifice fly fails, then use the throw chart with the BR and the outfielder's arm. So the BR rating of Ogilvy at third base is a 3, and the outfielder's arm is a 0. So we're checking to see if this is a 3 or less, he'll still make it. To 1, so he will score. It's a good sacrifice fly to right field. And that's out number 2, but the run scores is now 7-1 Tigers, with runners at first and second for Chuck Scrivener. 2-2 is a potential wild pitch, and his wild pitch is a 1 through 15. That's a 10. That's a wild pitch that's going to move the runners to second and third. So now the runners are at second and third. Infield can still play back, though, because there's 2 outs. And here is Hood. 4-4. That's a double question mark. He is a right-hander. That's a 1-16 for a single, but that's a 19, so he will not give up that single. We go to Scrivener's card, 4-1. He still gives up the single because he's facing a lefty. S6, that's a single pass short. And that will score Rusty Staub for sure. Rodriguez from second on an S6. To score from second, you need a 3 through 6 BR rating. And Rodriguez has a BR rating of 2, but there are 2 outs. That bumps him up to a 3, so that means he will score. So for the inning, the Tigers have now scored 5 runs and have blown this thing open to making it 9-1. And Don Hood doesn't know what to do. They're going to finally go ahead and pull him. He couldn't make it through the inning. He goes 2/3 of an inning. So Buskey and Hood, neither one could get it done. So they will go to Stan Thomas. They're not going to use Kern. He's their closer. So they're going to Stan Thomas to try to finish this thing. Facing Bruce Kim. 5-2, and that is a ballpark check. The little @ sign for the ballpark. Go to Kim, or go to the ballpark for Kim's at bat. 4-5. That's a blank, so we're going to a rare play chart. Rare play with people on base. So we go to that's a 2d6 roll. And we get a 51. 51 on the rare play chart with men on base. Left fielder dives after a sinking liner. Resolve as an S7 range play. I'm not worried about injury, so I'm not checking for injury. But the left fielder range is Tommy Smith. He's a 2. So he's diving forward. If it's a 1 or 2, he catches it. 3 or 6, so 3 through 6, he's in trouble. It's a 4. It's going to get by him. So it's going to be a single. Single for Bruce Kim. S7. And on the S7, I don't think you can get to third from that, from first base. You lose 2 on your BR rating. Scrivener is a 3. It drops him to a 1. Tommy Smith is a 0. So a 1, he can get to third base. He does not, so he holds at second. And they batted around now as we're back to LaFleur again here in the 7th. he will bat again. So runners are at the first and second with 2 down. And can anybody get anybody out in the bullpen for the Indians? 4-2 is a blank. Go to, oops, we're at LaFleur, not Kim, because we batted around. LaFleur, 5-3, fly to center. The inning is finally over, but not before 5 runs come in, and the Tigers now enjoying a 9-1 lead. And Mr. Fydrich most definitely looking to get, his win number 11. I think that's pretty safely in the bag. The only question is, will it be a complete game? All right, here's Tommy Smith. 4-3 on Fydrich is a single if he's tired. He's only faced 28 batters, so he's not tired, so there will not be a single. 1-4, well, it will be a single now because Tommy Smith just got it off pass for Riser. Of course, all strategy rolls are gone now with the score being what it is. So here's Lowenstein. 1-5 is a potential home run question mark. That's a 1, so it passes the home run check here. We go to Lowenstein. If it's a 5 or less, he hits a 2-run homer. Nope, it's a 9. He misses it, so we finish it up on Lowenstein's card. 5-5, he flies to left. So Lowenstein just came up a little bit short. 1 down for Rico Carty. 4-5. 4-5 is a blank. Carty 4-1 is a ground ball to second. Could be a double play. They were playing at normal depth. His double play rating's a 3. So let's see if Carty grounds to the double play. He does not. It's runner advance. So it's going to be a 4-3 ground out with Smith going to second base. So 2 down. Smith's at second for Boog Powell. 3-6 is a blank on Fydrich. Powell 1-1. He flies to right to end the inning. So through 8 innings, the Tigers with an impressive 9-1 lead. Like I said, they won the game in real life 6-1, but they are laying waste to the Indians in this game. And with 3 lefties coming up, they're going to go to Dave LaRoche. Dave LaRoche will be in to try to not cause any more damage. He is the 5th pitcher used by the Indians. So LaRoche is on. He'll be facing 3 lefties, Meyer, Ogilvy, and Staub. LaRoche, 1-1 is a strikeout chance. 14's too much. 6-5 is a pop-up to second, and that's 1 away. As Kuiper puts it away, here is Ogilvy. 6-1. 6-1 is the ballpark card, so we'll go back to Tiger Stadium for the Ogilvy at bat. 1-3 is a ground ball to third. Buddy Bell handles it. 2 down. And that'll send us to Rusty Staub. 3-4, and that is a star line. So we'll see what the star line is. It's a 2, which is a fly to left. So 1-2-3 inning for LaRoche. I think it's safe to put the X there. It's a 9-1 lead as we go to the 9th. And Fydrich looking for that complete game. He has faced a total of 32 batters, so he might get that complete game. We shall see. Buddy Bell stepping to the plate. 5-6. That's a potential error on a ground out. 1-4 is a fly to center, so no error to worry about there. As LaFleur puts it away. Here's Charlie Spikes. 2-6 is a blank, so we go to Charlie Spikes. 4-2, and that's a fly to left. 2 down. So 1 out away from complete game victory for Mr. Fydrich. 4-2. Strikeout chance, but it's a W, so that means if he's tired, he would walk. And he has faced 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay. So Robert, if you're still there, are you still there? This is one I'm kind of iffy on as well. If he's still there. I think he's still there. I don't know. Okay. Fydrich has a fatigue of 34 on his card, and this is the 35th batter. He's faced 34 already. This is batter 35. So I'm assuming if I got a 4-2 here, that changes to a walk because we're past the 34. I don't remember if he gets any kind of boost for pitching well or not. I think we have to count this as a tired, and that's a walk. So it won't be a strikeout to end the game. It'll be a walk. He's got 2 fatigue ratings. He's got them right here together. These two right here are his fatigue rolls. He's happened to find it, 4-2 and 4-3. So he will walk with 2 down, and Frank Duffy will get a chance to bat. Actually, Duffy will not bat. They'll pinch hit for Duffy, and they will use Rick Manning. So Rick Manning will pinch hit for Duffy. Not that it makes any difference, but why not? Just to be different. He will pinch hit, not like Duffy did. Well, Duffy had 1 hit, 1 out of 3. All right, Fydrich to Manning. 1-6. 1-6 is a, he must be removed. Now that's a new one. On the computer, it just turns them to a different color, and you play as tired. So what is the, when a roll falls on fatigue square, he has to be taken out. Really? I did not know that. Okay, well, he can't get the complete game then. So we will cap Fydrich at 8 2/3 for his fatigue check. And they will bring in Steve Grilly to finish out the game. So Steve Grilly will be on to finish things out as Fydrich goes 8 2/3. So we'll re-roll since we got a new pitcher in there now. We will re-roll. Okay. So here we go. Rick Manning, 3-6, and against for Grilly, a walk plus against the righty, but a blank against the lefty. So we go to Manning's card. 1-3. It's a single to right field. So Manning singles as a pinch hitter. He will single. And let's see, Ashby doesn't run well at all, though. He's a 1 BR rating. 2 outs makes him a 2 BR rating. Get from first to third on a single to right. You add 2 more, makes him a 4. And the right fielder is a 0. So 1-4 on this red die, he will make it. He does. So he gets to third. So Ashby gets to third base. Runners on the corners, thanks to the pinch hitting by Rick Manning. And that'll bring up Dwayne Kuiper. 6-3 is a blank on Grilly. Kuiper 6-4, ground ball to short. That's going to finally do it as the inning and the ball game are over. 9-1, your final score. We'll do some totals to wrap things up here, and we'll also update Mark Fydrich's line in the game. So we'll update his score sheet to reflect what he's done. Let's total up what he did for the game. Let's see here. Walk here. How many walks? He had 3 walks. If I count that correctly, he had 3 walks. No home runs. Gave up 1 run, which was earned. And let's see how many hits he gave up. 1. Strikeouts he got. Not that many. 1. I've got him for 1 strikeout. That's it. Struck out Tommy Smith in the 4th. That's the only strikeout he got. So he's definitely low on strikeouts on the replay. That's one of the things that is down on his sheet is the home run. Or I'm sorry, the strikeouts. So the updated version now, haven't done the ERA. I can figure that out later. But his ERA is going to drop to below 2 now, I think. But 8 2/3, 7 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. His record now is 11-5. And let's see, let's do the totals on the game. So 1-8-0 for Cleveland. Let's see what the Tigers did for their hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 hits. So unofficially, this is what I have. It's kind of messy. Unofficially, I've got the Tigers winning 9-1, 9-15-1 for Detroit. They had 6-11-1 in the real game. 1-8-0 for Cleveland. They had 1-6-0 in the real game. So winning pitcher was Fydrich. Losing pitcher was Pat Dobson. Fydrich now improves on the season replay to 11-5, and his next start is back at home again against Texas. In fact, he's got 3 more, 1, 2, 3, 4 starts in a row now, 5 really when you count this one, all in Detroit, facing the American League West, Texas, California, Minnesota, and Chicago. So he does not face an American League East team until his September 3rd, number 23 start against Milwaukee. So he's going to face all these AL West teams, and then he finishes with a flurry against the East. 7 straight starts against the East, mainly Milwaukee in Cleveland. Looks like a lot of the results are there. All right, so that's going to do it for the Fydrich replay. I do appreciate, Robert, you giving me your insight and also the rules, because like I said, I'm going to need to download the new charts and any addendum rules to make sure I have them with me so that I know what I'm playing with, the most up-to-date rules, and make sure that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing and not fudging anything, because I do like to be accurate. I don't care if I'm not entertaining, I just want to be accurate. That's my main focus on these games, is to be accurate. I don't like making mistakes. So hopefully I can get that cleaned up before the next start when they play Texas, and they're actually facing Gaylord Perry will be his opponent. Show the score sheet for the next game, which did take place on August the 7th. I'm sorry, August the 11th. They'll be facing the Rangers, and it will be Gaylord Perry on the bump against Mark Fydrich. So we finish up here at Tiger Stadium. Forever, that would be great if you could send that to me. Let me type in my email, so that if you can send it to me, I would definitely appreciate it. And yes, I'm an old fogey that still uses AOL. Okay, you can make fun of me now all you want. Probably the only person that doesn't have a Gmail account. I'm still using AOL because I'm an old fuddy-duddy, and that's just the way it is. So it works for me, so I never really got around to change anything else. So laugh at me all you want if you want, but that's what I use. So anybody that wants to email me anything, there's my email address if you want to email a suggestion of a replay to do or something like that. After this Fydrich replay is over, I really want to do something with the Payoff Pitch 1986 set that I got. And I love the fact that Joe has put on the free site the preloaded lineups and ratings on the score sheets. That's going to make it a whole lot easier. It saves time, because a lot of the times for these replays is spent filling out the score sheet. Anybody that's done one will know that you spend a lot of time, a lot of time filling out the ratings and whatnot on the score sheet, having to go pull the cards and put the ratings on there and all that stuff. So the fact that Joe did that in advance to pre-fill everything, and plus it's all nice and typed and looks tidy and neat, and it's not my chicken scratch that's out there. So I really do appreciate what he did. In fact, I'll show up if anybody hasn't seen it yet. That's an example of one of the Payoff Pitch score sheets that are pre-filled. You see it's all nice and typed in with all the ratings. I noticed they got a new rating here. It's on the sheet with the new rules, but there's a plus sign there that you add one to their jump rating the first time they try to steal. So that's with Payoff Pitch. I also have to go over those rules as well. Strat and History Maker are the only two games I've got down pat. These other two, I kind of need some extra training, I guess, maybe especially with the new rules that are coming out, and they seem to be updating them quite a bit. But I like that. I like game owners that aren't satisfied with status quo and like to look for improvements and ways to update the game. So I do appreciate Chris and Joe both doing that for Inside Pitch and for Payoff Pitch. So there you go. Mark Fydrich. That's the card when I was collecting cards as a kid. That's the one I was in the mall. I was very happy when I opened the pack and found that card. I think it was going to be valuable someday. It's probably worth a nickel, if that. It's not in very good shape either. It's probably a PS2 or something. Who knows? I'm not worried about it anyway. It's more for sentimental value. I've always liked that card with the gold cup and the all-star. It just really brings back a lot of memories. Watching Mark the Bird Fydrich as a young kid in '76. I was 11 years old, so I was very impressionable as far as somebody like Mark Fydrich. I've always thought he was entertaining as well as a good pitcher. So I didn't realize how good he was until I got older, but I just remember how entertaining he was talking to the ball and congratulating his teammates and all those kind of things. But yeah, Payoff Pitch. Really appreciate the way they do these score sheets. and you can print them off the way I did mine. I print them off two-sided, so I got 2 games right. The first 2 games of the season for San Diego, 1986, are printed right here, and so I'm thinking about doing a Padre replay because I was a Padre fan back then. So mainly because of this guy right here, Tony Gwynn. But I did like the team quite a bit. They had just come off the World Series a couple of years ago, so this was in my heyday of liking the Padres. I mean, I don't really follow them too much now because we have the Washington Nationals close by, so that's kind of the default team that I follow now. But back then in the 80s and early 90s, the Padres were the team for me. So, and I want to do a National League game, a National League replay, because I don't care for the DH very much, so I want to use a replay without the DH. Unfortunately, the White Sox replay, I had to use the DH. The Fydrich replay, I'm using the DH. So with 77 and 76, I did the American League. With the National League, I did History Maker in 1987 for the Braves, and now 86 for the Padres. So I kind of wanted to do the American League to get something different from, because the 87 and 86 seasons are so similar, but my disdain for the DH is causing me to go to the National League. And I was torn between the Padres and Reds. I was really thinking about doing a Reds replay too with Pete Rose as the manager. I wanted to manage and see what, because the Reds were a good young team back then with Eric Davis and Eddie Milner and some of those guys. So it could have been fun to do that as well. Of course, the Padres will play the Reds several times, but I think I'm going to do the Padres and see how they do. Probably that's almost all this is going to be offline. Just I like to roll dice offline and just kind of unwind after work and just kind of enjoy myself and be in the quiet of just the casual rolling of the dice. But I understand you're a Mets fan. Yeah, I understand. But I don't like to do replays of teams that won. I try to avoid doing replays of teams that won World Series. I'm more of a masochist. I go for the lesser teams. Padres, I believe, were 73 and 89, if I'm not mistaken, on that season. So that's what I'm think I'm going to do. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. I didn't print out. I only printed out these first 2 pages. So if I decide not to do a Padre replay, I don't have 50 pages of stuff printed out. Not a lot of Padre content. There's probably not, because there's probably not a whole lot of, unless somebody is doing an 84 replay. That would be the only one I can think of, because that's the one they went to the World Series on and lost to the Tigers miserably. They also went in 98, but unless you have Inside Pitch or like APA or something, I know Strat, I don't think you can find a 98 Strat set anywhere. And I know Payoff Pitch doesn't have a 98 set yet. So they do have it for 84, as well as Inside Pitch and Strat, some others. But 86 was kind of neat because I was, how old was I in 86? 21? I was 21, so yeah, Joe will get there one day. I think it's a one-man operation, so he can only rate so many things at one time. And I know he wanted to get 86 done. That was his big accomplishment, which I'm glad he did, because that's a great season. But he'll eventually get to some other ones as well. So I do appreciate you guys spending part of your Tuesday early evening with me. I believe Game 6 is tonight, and if the Dodgers win, ID Jester will be spot on with his pick of the Dodgers in 6. Of course, I can't get my pick because I had the Rays in 6, but I do believe the Rays have a very good chance of forcing a Game 7 at least, because the Dodgers are kind of going with the Joe everybody out of the bullpen as their pitching staff, because they got Walker Buehler sitting in reserve for Game 7. And the Rays, if they don't do better against Walker Buehler, if he pitches like he did in the Game 3, they ain't going to beat them. So they may get Game 6, but I doubt they get Game 7. But I would like to see them win Game 6 just to force a Game 7, because I always like seeing 7-game series. So if the Dodgers win tonight, ID is right on the button, and of course he'll of course remind you how right he is most of the time as well. But if it goes to Game 7, anything can happen in a 7-game series. So even though Walker Buehler looks so impressive, who's to say he has a bad game? You never know. So that's good off from here. Thank you guys again for spending part of your Tuesday with me. sure to check out the World Series game tonight. I think it starts at 8 or 8:30, and somebody else may be streaming a game before then, so check them out as well. All the content creators, give them some support. And I got to print out the new updated boards. And maybe review those and get those tightened up before I get to my next Fydrich game, which is the Texas Rangers. They'll be hosting Gaylord Perry. Gaylord Perry and the Texas Rangers will be the opponent. Of course, we saw a lot of the Texas Rangers because I had them in the 77 Strat, and Uncle Ron had them in the 78 Action PC games. So a lot of Rangers from the 70s involved in these replays. So it's about dinner time here on the East Coast, almost anyway. And I've rambled on enough. So thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for the World Series Game 6, Rays and Dodgers. It is going to be, I believe it's going to be, I don't remember who the starter was for the Dodgers. I think they're going like a bullpen type game. And of course, the left-hander for the Rays, whose name escapes me at the moment, will be starting for them. And so they're looking to even that thing up and send it to a Game 7. Blake Snell, I believe, is the starter for the Rays. And the Dodgers, it's whoever they can find. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in. I got some stuff I need to get done before dinner. Again, thank you all for joining me in the chat, and for those that are going to catch it later. Mark Fydrich improves to a record now of 11-5. So he's getting up there, trying to get those 20 wins. Got 12 more starts to try to get 9 wins. Can be done, but it's going to be hard. We'll see. All right. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Until next time, enjoy and play whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.